You work, you save, you cut back, and still money slips away. Not because you're careless, but because something right inside your home might be pushing it out. Sound crazy? It's not. While you're trying to earn more, your space could be quietly rejecting the wealth you deserve. Every object you live with sends a message. Some invite abundance in, others shut the door in its face. What's around you isn't just decor, it's energy. It's direction. It's either your ally or your obstacle, and you probably don't even realize which. Most people never question how their environment affects their finances. You'll spend hours budgeting, downloading investment apps, watching market trends, but not once think about the worn-out mat by your front door or the cluttered drawer in your office. Feng Shui isn't about superstition. It's about how energy flows and whether your space is supporting your success or silently sabotaging it. Here's the truth. You don't need to burn sage or hang wind chimes. You don't need to believe in luck. You just need to understand one thing. Your environment is either helping you receive or making it harder for anything good to stay. This video will walk you through 10 simple, specific items. Things you can add, move, or clean today that shift the financial energy in your home. When these objects are placed with intention, they do one thing beautifully. They open space for money to arrive. And once it does, it tends to stay longer and grow stronger. So before you chase another side hustle or open another spreadsheet, look around. The answer might already be sitting right next to you. Let's begin. Number 1, citrine, not just a stone, but a signal booster for wealth. Let's start with something small, quiet, and surprisingly powerful. A stone that doesn't sparkle loudly, but whispers to your wallet in ways you might never expect. Citrine, it's called the merchant's stone for a reason, not because of superstition, but because people who have worked with money for centuries have quietly trusted it. This isn't about belief. It's about alignment, about the objects you place around you and how they either support or suffocate your financial flow. You see, most stones, yes, even the beautiful ones you might display on your shelf, absorb energy. They collect stress. They hold onto whatever emotion touches them. That means they need regular clearing or they begin to turn heavy. But citrine is different. Citrine is one of the rare stones that self-cleanses. It doesn't hold onto fear. It doesn't absorb chaos. It stays clear, which means it keeps you clear, especially when it comes to money. Now imagine this. You're sitting at your desk, sorting bills, planning expenses, maybe wondering if that freelance check will come on time. There's uncertainty in the air. But in the corner of your workspace, a small citrine stone is quietly doing its job. It's not magic, it's not loud, but it's holding a frequency that says flow, stability, confidence. And when you're surrounded by energy that holds confidence, your financial decisions change. You stop chasing. You start choosing. That's the real power of citrine, not that it brings money to your doorstep like a delivery package, but that it helps you become someone who makes better financial moves, who trusts timing more, and who stops panicking when uncertainty creeps in. You become a calmer thinker, a smarter risk-taker, and a more intuitive decision-maker. And yes, people notice. That confidence is magnetic. The beauty of citrine is that it works silently. You don't have to chant affirmations over it or put it under moonlight. All you need is intention and placement. Start with the left corner of your desk, known in Feng Shui as the wealth corner. Placing a small citrine stone there sets a tone for your workspace. It becomes your subtle financial anchor, a reminder that you're open to growth, grounded in stability, and receptive to opportunity. Don't have a desk? No problem. Drop a piece of citrine in your wallet, tucked where your cash or cards live. It doesn't need to be seen to do its work. Or place it in the drawer where you keep important financial documents, checkbooks, or even tax records. It helps soften the stress we often project into those places where numbers and pressure collide. Wearing citrine is another option. A simple bracelet, a pendant, even a keychain. Not because you want to show it off, but because the closer it stays to your energy field, the more it reminds your body and your mindset to stay in alignment with clarity, abundance, and growth. Let's be honest. Most of us are already carrying invisible weight when it comes to money. Fear of not having enough, regret over what we spent, worry about what might go wrong next. These thoughts build up over time. They live in your environment, in your wallet, in your breath. And over time, they shape how you make decisions, even when you think you're being logical. That's where citrine quietly steps in. It doesn't block those fears. It doesn't shame you for having them. It just doesn't hold on to them. And by staying clean, it gives you the energetic space to breathe a little easier, to move forward a little stronger, to say yes to opportunities that once scared you. Citrine isn't expensive. You can find pieces for just a few dollars online or at local shops. It doesn't have to be large or perfect, but it does need to feel right to you. Smooth in your palm, warm to your touch, resonant with your intuition. That's the part no one can teach you, how to choose the stone that feels like yours. So here's the question. If there were a small, quiet object that could help you shift your relationship with money, not by force, but by frequency, would you keep it near? If the answer is yes, then citrine belongs in your space. Because this isn't just about a stone. It's about removing invisible static that might be interfering with your ability to attract, hold, and grow wealth. Citrine isn't a cure. It's a cleaner. It's not a shortcut. It's a signal booster. And when your signal is clear, money doesn't just visit, it stays. Let's move to the next object, because the shift continues. Number 2, scented candles, cinnamon and orange, the scent of circulating energy. Pause for a moment. Think about how many spaces you've walked into that just felt off. The lighting was fine, the furniture was nice. But something invisible weighed down the room. Energy doesn't always show itself in sight. Sometimes it's in the air, literally. And few things shift energy faster than scent. This is where candles come in, not as decoration, but as quiet, powerful tools that change the emotional and energetic tone of your space. And when it comes to attracting wealth, 2 scents rise above the rest: cinnamon and orange. On their own, they're warm, familiar, comforting. But together, they do more than make your home smell inviting. They help move stuck energy, boost clarity, and support decision-making. All of which are crucial when you're trying to change your financial story. Let's start with cinnamon. It's more than just a holiday spice. In energy work, cinnamon is known for its warmth and fire. It awakens. It sharpens your mind. It cuts through fog. That's what makes it powerful for money. It invites action. You can't grow your income in a daze. You need focus, speed, and the ability to act when the opportunity shows up. Lighting a cinnamon-scented candle in the morning, especially in your kitchen or office, can help stimulate that inner drive. It's a scent that says, "Let's get moving." Orange, on the other hand, brings brightness. It uplifts. Where cinnamon stirs the will, orange lifts the mood. It softens worry and brings in joy, something we often lose when we're stressed about money. A home that smells like orange feels light, hopeful, creative. You're more likely to problem solve, think outside the box, and stay open to new possibilities. That's not fluff. That's brain chemistry. Your mood affects your thoughts, and your thoughts shape your financial behavior. But here's the key. You're not lighting a candle to wish for money. You're lighting it to shift the energy around your actions, to create an atmosphere where smart decisions, better timing, and new chances can land and be noticed. Because no one thinks clearly in a stale space, and no one takes good risks in a room filled with tension. There's also something deeply human about scent memory. We associate smells with experiences. And if you've ever succeeded at something while a certain scent filled the air, your brain remembers. So when you recreate that scent, like orange and cinnamon during a productive morning, your body responds. You naturally slip into a more empowered mindset without even trying. Placement matters. Want to kickstart your workday? Light a cinnamon or orange candle on your desk before checking emails. Want to improve energy around your front door, where abundance enters your home? Place a candle near the entry and let it burn for a few minutes before you start your day. If you're relaxing in the evening but want to keep a sense of optimism, light a candle in your living room. One small flame can transform how a space feels and how your thoughts flow. You don't need expensive candles. What matters is quality scent and intention. Even a small tea light, if made with the right oils, can do the job. You're not trying to impress guests, you're signaling your space. This is a place where good things come in. Some people pair candle lighting with a short phrase or intention. Not a prayer, not a spell, just a quiet reminder. Let energy flow, let decisions be clear, let money feel welcome. Whether you say it aloud or not, your brain hears it. Your space hears it. That's the shift. If you live with others, they'll notice the difference. Without knowing why, your home will feel better, lighter, safer, more aligned. And when people feel good in your space, whether it's clients, guests, or even your own partner, opportunity has more room to show up. Abundance isn't just about numbers. It's about energy people want to be around. You create that with scent. And if your space is filled with heavy smells, stale food, musty rooms, old furniture, it doesn't mean you're dirty. It means the air is tired. And tired energy doesn't attract wealth. It clings. It delays. Lighting a candle, especially daily, is like opening a window in your energetic field. It refreshes. It releases. It invites something better. So here's your challenge. Find a candle today. Cinnamon, orange, or a blend of both. Light it with purpose. Let it burn as you review your finances, as you brainstorm your next step, as you pause and breathe and remind yourself money doesn't come to stress. It comes to movement, clarity, and warmth. Because the truth is, we don't just live in our homes, we live in our energy. And your energy, more than anything, determines how prosperity finds you. Let's keep going. The next item will surprise you. Number 3, a clean desk plus a touch of red. The CEO vibe your money has been waiting for. What does your desk look like right now? Be honest. Is it clean, intentional, ready for focused work? Or is it covered in receipts, coffee mugs, unopened mail, and a pile of "I'll get to it later"? You might think that clutter is just a mess, but energetically it's a message. One that says, I'm overwhelmed, I'm behind. I'm not ready to receive more. And in the language of money, that message matters. Your workspace is more than a surface, it's a mirror. It reflects the clarity or chaos of your financial life. If your desk is crowded, so is your mental space. If your environment feels disorganized, your decisions often follow the same pattern. You don't need to be a minimalist or have a Pinterest-worthy home office. But you do need a space that signals, I'm focused, I'm in charge, I'm open for business. And that's exactly what a clean desk does. It resets your energy every time you sit down. It quiets distractions. It sharpens your thinking. It tells your brain, this is where we do important things. This is where money gets made. That shift alone, moving from passive to powerful, starts to rewire your relationship with wealth. But we're not stopping at clean. We're adding something specific, a touch of red, not by accident, not for looks. but because red carries frequency. It's the color of action, strength, courage, and yes, prosperity. Think about every major brand that wants to energize you. Red logos, red buttons, red urgency. It works. And you can bring that into your own space in small, subtle ways. You don't need to paint the room. A red pen on your desk, a red notebook for ideas, even a red coaster under your tea, it's enough to shift the tone. These objects are not decorations. They're visual cues to your subconscious. Be bold, take action, don't hesitate. That's the energy money loves. Now let's connect the two. Clean space, red accents. You've just created what I call the CEO corner. Not because you need a title, but because you need a mindset. The kind of mindset that says, I'm not waiting for money, I'm making room for it. That's powerful, that's magnetic. And here's what happens next. You start showing up differently. You handle bills faster. You answer emails with more clarity. You plan instead of panic. You stop avoiding spreadsheets and start owning them. Not because you're suddenly perfect, but because your environment is telling your nervous system that you're safe, supported, and capable. This is especially important if you work from home. It's easy to blur lines between rest and responsibility. But your desk, that's your control center. Even if it's a small table in the corner of your living room, it deserves to feel like a space where progress happens, where ideas land, where plans are born and executed. And yes, your desk energy spills over into conversations, into opportunities, into how people respond to your emails, your proposals, your voice. It all starts here. It's not just how you work, it's the energy you're radiating while you work. Here's the shift. Stop treating your desk like a dumping ground. Start treating it like your command post. Wipe it down. Clear the clutter. Remove anything that screams unfinished. Then place one small red item where you can see it. That's it. One clean surface, one color of action, and you've told the universe you're not just hoping for income. You're ready to direct it. And if you already have a citrine stone from part 1, perfect. Place it on the far left corner of your desk. That's the Feng Shui wealth corner. Whether you believe in energy grids or not, it's a space that holds intention. Add a cinnamon-scented candle from part 2 to energize focus. Now your desk isn't just clean, it's activated. And if you're skeptical, try it for 1 week. Clear the desk. Add one red item. Sit down with purpose. Pay attention to how you feel, your posture, your thoughts, your motivation. That's your signal. Your nervous system knows when it's in a space of power, and your results will reflect that. Because here's the truth, money doesn't just follow effort. It follows alignment, and your workspace, clean, focused, energetically charged, is the first place to begin that alignment. So the next time you walk past your desk, ask yourself, does this space look like someone who's ready to grow their income? Or does it look like someone who's still waiting to feel in control? You already know the answer. Now it's time to adjust the energy to match it. Let's move on. What's sitting just outside your front door could be sending signals too. Number 4. Welcome mat with symbols, what money sees before deciding to enter. Let's talk about the part of your home you walk over every day, but almost never think about, your welcome mat. It's simple, right? A place to wipe your feet, something to keep the dirt outside. But what if I told you it's more than that? What if it's the first energetic message your home sends to you, your guests, and to something even bigger, opportunity? Every front door is a threshold, a line between what you're letting in and what you're keeping out. And the welcome mat? That's the invitation, or the warning. That tiny rectangle on the ground is the first thing energy encounters when it reaches your home. Whether you believe in Feng Shui or not, here's a truth that resonates. What's outside your door affects what happens inside your life. Think about it. A worn, dirty, half-curled mat with no message says, "I'm not paying attention." It sends the same energy to people and to potential. And if money is energy, if opportunity is energy, why would it walk into a place that doesn't look like it cares? Now flip the script. A clean mat thoughtfully placed with a clear word like welcome, home, or even a simple positive symbol. It says something different. It says, I'm ready, I'm open, I pay attention to what crosses my threshold. And trust me, that matters. We often think about what's inside our homes, how tidy, how warm, how organized. But the energy starts outside. It starts the moment you or anyone else reaches that first step. If your welcome mat is an afterthought, you may be unknowingly blocking the very abundance you're working so hard to attract. Here's what you can do. First, look down. What condition is your current mat in? Is it faded, cracked, or moldy? If so, replace it immediately. This isn't about being fancy. It's about being intentional. Get a mat that looks fresh. Choose one with a clear, kind message or a simple, uplifting symbol. This isn't spiritual, it's psychological. You're programming your own brain every time you walk in to remember this space is safe. This space is ready. This space is mine. And yes, other people feel it too. Delivery drivers, friends, clients, neighbors. Even if no one comments, the energy of your entrance speaks volumes. A welcoming front door subtly raises your credibility, your warmth, and your readiness. It tells the world and yourself that you care how energy enters your life. One extra tip: sweep the area around your front door regularly. Not because you're obsessed with cleanliness, but because debris represents stagnation. If leaves, dust, or packages pile up outside your door, it creates energetic clutter. A quick sweep clears more than just dirt. It clears the path for new things to arrive. And don't underestimate how this impacts your own mindset. When you walk toward your home at the end of a long day and see a clean, warm, intentional mat greeting you, it softens you. It grounds you. It subtly reminds you. You belong, you're safe, you're home. That shift, even for a few seconds, changes how you step inside and how you treat your time, your energy, your money. Let's go deeper. The welcome mat is the only part of your home that touches both the outside world and your inner space. It literally sits at the point of transition. That makes it powerful. It becomes a kind of boundary, a gatekeeper. And the clearer, cleaner, and more intentional that boundary is, the better energy flows between your outer world, work, income, opportunity, and your inner world, rest, security, creativity. You don't need to overthink it. Choose a mat that feels aligned with who you're becoming. If you're stepping into a season of bold growth, pick something that reflects that. If you want peace and ease, let your mat say that, visually or literally. Words, patterns, colors, they all communicate something, even if you don't notice it consciously. And here's something unexpected. People who improve the energy at their front entrance often report a boost in clarity. They start noticing small shifts, better mornings, fewer forgotten tasks, easier conversations. It's not magic, it's momentum. When you set an intention at the entry, it ripples inward. It tells your home, your time, your money, we're doing things differently now. So before we move on, ask yourself, what is the first thing abundance sees when it reaches my door? Is it being welcomed or warned away? You don't need a mansion. You don't need gold trim or expensive decor. You just need a clean, conscious message at the entry point of your life. Because when money knocks, even quietly, you want the energy of your home to say one thing loud and clear. Come on in, we've been expecting you. Next, let's go deeper inside, to the place where your wealth might be hiding right now. Number 5, safe or wealth box, a stable home for your finances. Let's get personal. Where do you keep your money? Not the loose change or gift cards, but the important stuff. Cash, savings, documents, contracts, investment records. For most people, the answer is scattered. A drawer here, a folder there, maybe a locked cabinet, maybe not. But here's a truth you don't hear often: money needs a home, not just a place, but a space that feels safe, secure, and respected. Your relationship with money mirrors how you store it. If your financial documents are shoved into old envelopes or mixed with expired coupons, that's not just disorganization, it's energetic neglect. You're sending a signal. This part of my life is stressful, it's messy, I avoid it. And money, like any form of energy, responds to how it's treated. If it doesn't feel respected, it moves away. Enter the safe, or if you don't have one, a dedicated wealth box. Not for hiding money, not for hoarding it, but for honoring it. A safe is a symbol of stability. It's a container that says, what's valuable belongs here. And that message doesn't just sit in steel or wood. It echoes through your choices, your habits, your sense of control. You don't need to invest in a high-security vault. A simple, clean, well-kept safe, or even a sturdy, intentional box can do the job. What matters is how you treat it. It should be in a calm, protected area of your home. In Feng Shui, the southeast corner is the traditional wealth area, while the north supports financial growth and career stability. But even if you don't believe in directional flow, consider the psychology. When you give money a consistent, respected home, your brain recognizes that pattern. You start treating finances with more clarity, more strategy, and less fear. What should go in your wealth box or safe? Start with the essentials. Emergency cash, savings, bonds, important documents, maybe a checkbook or a financial goal you've written down. Add in a symbol of abundance, like a few Feng Shui coins, a citrine stone, or even a photo that represents the life you're building. Keep it neat, organized, purposeful. This isn't a junk drawer. This is the vault for your next chapter. One powerful practice: write a simple note and place it inside. I respect and protect my resources. I trust money to stay, grow, and return in better form. Every time you open the box, you reinforce that belief. You're not just storing money, you're storing intention. And just like your front door, the condition of this space matters. A messy, dusty safe filled with expired paperwork clogs energy. A clean, organized one makes financial flow feel effortless, even if the numbers haven't changed yet. It's not about magic, it's about mindset. You're retraining yourself to approach money from a place of care, not chaos. Here's a trap to avoid. Don't open your wealth box out of anxiety. Don't keep checking it to see if money has somehow multiplied overnight. That turns it into a place of fear. Instead, treat it like a sacred space. Open it when you need to add, organize, or acknowledge. Close it with gratitude. That's the energetic pattern that builds trust, not just with your finances, but with yourself. And if a physical safe feels too formal, start with a symbolic box. It can live on your bookshelf, in a closet, or tucked into a drawer. Give it the same respect. It doesn't matter how small it is. What matters is the message. This is where I hold what matters. Over time, you'll notice something subtle. You stop losing things. You stop feeling panicked when bills arrive. You start checking your accounts from a place of power instead of dread. That's the shift. That's what organization does, not just to your space, but to your nervous system. When you feel grounded, money becomes less about stress and more about choice. Think about the people you know who are financially steady. Not just rich, but consistent. They all have one thing in common: they know where their money is, and more importantly, their money knows where it belongs. So before we move on, ask yourself this: does your money have a home? Or is it still wandering, waiting for you to create one? It's time to stop letting your finances feel scattered and reactive. Start giving them a place to belong. Because when money feels safe, it stays. When it's respected, it grows. And when it's honored, it returns with more. Let's move forward. There's life waiting in the next object, and it might already be growing quietly in someone else's living room. Number 6. Feng Shui plants living growth, living abundance. Have you ever walked into a space filled with thriving plants and felt an immediate sense of calm, freshness, maybe even hope? That's not a coincidence. Living things shift energy quietly, naturally, and powerfully. And when it comes to money, few signals are stronger than life itself. In Feng Shui, plants symbolize growth, resilience, and upward momentum. Think about it. They literally take in light, water, and air and turn it into life. That's exactly the kind of energy you want around your finances, especially when you're trying to move forward after a hard season, build something new, or break out of financial stagnation. But this goes deeper than greenery. The state of your plants reflects the state of your energy. A wilted, yellowing plant in the corner of a room doesn't just look sad, it pulls the space down. It sends a message of neglect, depletion, or overwhelm, and your money hears it. Energy responds to what's nurtured and what's abandoned. So if your home says, "Nothing thrives here," then growth, financial or otherwise, feels like a struggle. Now flip the picture. Imagine a strong, vibrant plant in your entryway, living room, or workspace. Leaves stretching upward, soil healthy, the pot clean. What does that say? It says this is a place where things grow, where care is given, where attention and energy are invested. That message isn't subtle, and it changes the way people and opportunities interact with you. Let's get practical. 3 plants stand out when it comes to attracting prosperity. The money tree, symbolic from root to leaf. This plant is often braided to represent interconnected wealth and strong foundations. Its wide leaves stretch upward, like open palms receiving abundance. Place it near your front door or in your home office to signal openness to financial flow. Lucky bamboo, resilient, low maintenance, and often arranged in groupings of 3, 5, or 8, all auspicious numbers. Bamboo is a symbol of strong growth under pressure. Great for small spaces, it thrives in water or soil and doesn't need direct sunlight, perfect for offices or shaded corners. The jade plant. With thick, coin-shaped leaves, this plant quietly broadcasts wealth energy and long-term financial security. Best placed in a workspace, on a windowsill, or near your cash register if you run a business from home. You don't need a jungle. 1 or 2 healthy, intentional plants are enough to shift the atmosphere. The key is care. Plants can't fake it. They show you visibly how you're doing. When they thrive, it usually means something inside you is thriving too. Here's the part most people miss. Placing a plant is an act of hope. It says, "I believe in tomorrow." You don't water a plant today for results tonight. You do it because something inside you trusts in growth. That's the same muscle you use when you save money, start a side project, or invest in your future. The energy is identical. And the best part, your home feels it. A space with living plants breathes differently. Air quality improves, light feels softer, and emotionally everything feels more alive. When people visit, they may not mention your pothos or your money tree, but they'll feel more comfortable, more energized, more welcome. That's energy. That's alignment. That's abundance in motion. A few tips to make this work. Don't overdo it. A dying plant does more harm than no plant at all. Start small. Choose one you'll actually care for. Choose a healthy plant from the start. If you're unsure, ask your local nursery or go for low-maintenance choices like jade, snake plants, or bamboo. Avoid fake plants. While they're convenient, they carry none of the life energy that makes this work. Clean the leaves regularly. Dust blocks energy just like it blocks light. A quick wipe helps the plant and the energy breathe. And if you live in a space where natural light is limited or your schedule is too tight, consider growing herbs in your kitchen: rosemary, basil, or mint. They not only freshen your space and your meals, but also carry symbolic value tied to wealth, health, and purification. Here's something else to consider. Every time you water a plant, you practice patience. You build a habit of care. You acknowledge that not all growth is immediate, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. That mindset alone is priceless when it comes to building financial resilience. So ask yourself, is there space in your home where growth could be rooted more deeply? Is there a corner, physical or emotional, where something green could breathe new energy into your day? Because when plants grow, you grow. When you care for something, you begin to remember your own ability to nurture. And when that becomes a daily rhythm, prosperity starts to feel less like a distant dream and more like a quiet bloom already unfolding in your space. Let's keep going. In the next part, we're going to meet a figure many homes already have, but few truly understand. Number 7, Wealth God Figurine, a reminder, not a magic trick. Let's clear something up right away. This isn't about worship. This isn't about superstition. This is about focus, specifically the kind of visual focus that shifts how you think, feel, and act around money. And one of the most powerful, misunderstood tools for this is something many people already own but barely use with intention: a wealth god figurine. If you've ever walked into an office, shop, or even a friend's home and noticed a small gold figure on a shelf or table, smiling, holding a coin, or standing in a confident pose, that wasn't random decor. That's the symbol of prosperity, stability, and financial respect. But most people treat it like a charm. They dust it occasionally, maybe tap it for good luck during tax season, then forget it's even there. But here's the deeper truth. The figurine itself is what creates wealth. It's how you relate to it, what it reminds you of, what it anchors you to. Think of it less as a god and more like a mirror. Every time you see it, it reflects back your own beliefs about abundance. And if you're open, it can help you rewrite those beliefs into something more powerful. In practice, having a wealth symbol in your space is like placing a flag. It says, in this house, we welcome financial clarity. We welcome growth. We're not afraid of prosperity, we're prepared for it. That energy may sound subtle, but over time it changes how you operate. Because every day you see that symbol, even in passing, it registers in your subconscious. You stop thinking of money as hard to get, or something that only lucky people have. Instead, you start seeing it as something possible, something familiar, something invited. But that only works if you place it with intention. A figurine buried behind dusty books or wedged into a cluttered shelf doesn't amplify abundance, it absorbs neglect, and that neglect spreads. A poorly kept wealth symbol is like a vision board covered in coffee stains. It loses its charge. So where should you put it? Choose a space where energy moves freely, like your entryway, home office, or a bright, visible corner of your living room. Don't hide it, let it be seen. Let it become part of the emotional landscape of your day. And whatever symbol you choose, classic deity, golden toad, lucky cat, pick something you actually resonate with. It doesn't have to be traditional. It just has to feel like prosperity to you. Keep it clean. Literally, dust, wipe, refresh. These aren't spiritual chores, they're energetic affirmations. When you tend to your wealth symbol, you're tending to your relationship with money. You're showing up for it, respecting it, reminding yourself that wealth isn't a wish, it's something you're actively creating space for. Some people like to light a candle near their symbol. Others place a small offering or a note with a financial intention underneath. You don't have to do any of that, but you do have to be present. Take a few seconds each day to stand in front of it, breathe, and silently say, "I am open. I am grounded. I am ready to receive." That moment, just 5 seconds, can shift your entire day. It also helps with decision-making. When you're about to make a big financial choice, glance at the symbol. Ask yourself, am I acting from fear or trust, from scarcity or strategy? The figure doesn't answer, but your body does, your awareness does, and that pause, that reconnection to your higher intention can save you from expensive mistakes. Here's the truth. Abundance doesn't come from effort alone. It comes from alignment, from choosing again and again to walk in the direction of trust, even when fear shows up. A wealth symbol isn't magic, but it is a tool, one that reminds you who you are becoming. And don't be surprised if others notice. Guests might ask about it. Family members might roll their eyes, but you'll know this isn't about appearances. It's about inner architecture. You're designing a mindset, a habit, a new standard, one figurine at a time. So before we move on, ask yourself, is there a space in my home that could hold the energy of financial confidence? Not flashy, not forced. Just grounded, intentional, and seen. If so, find your symbol, make it yours. Let it work, not by changing your luck, but by strengthening your focus. Up next, we'll explore one of the oldest, simplest symbols of wealth ever created, and how the way you carry it may be quietly shaping your money story. Number 8. Feng Shui coins, tiny, but loud in energy language. You carry your wallet every day. You touch it dozens of times. When you buy coffee, grab your card, check receipts, or count bills. But have you ever stopped to ask, what lives in my wallet besides money? Because if it's just cash and cards, and maybe a few old receipts, you might be missing an opportunity to shift your money energy at the most personal level. Let's talk about Feng Shui coins. Small, circular, often tied with red string or engraved with ancient symbols. These little tokens are more than just lucky charms. They are reminders, anchors, tools that carry the frequency of abundance and flow. And they do something incredibly powerful in a modern world full of stress and scarcity. They reintroduce the idea that money is meant to move, to circulate, to return. Here's what makes them work. First, their shape. Traditional Feng Shui coins are round with a square hole in the center, symbolizing the harmony of heaven, circle, and earth, square. That design isn't random. It reflects balance. Masculine and feminine, giving and receiving, saving and spending. When you carry a set of 3 tied with red thread in your wallet or purse, you're inviting that balance into your financial life. But this isn't about belief, it's about behavior. Every time you open your wallet and see those coins, they interrupt the usual loop. The panic of low balance, the guilt over spending, the hesitation around investing. Instead, they remind you, money is energy, and energy wants to move. That's the key most people forget. Money doesn't like to be hoarded. It doesn't thrive in fear. It grows when it's respected, managed, and yes, circulated. The coins aren't telling you to spend recklessly. They're helping you stay in the mindset of flow instead of freeze. And the red thread? That's not just aesthetic. In energy work, red is the color of life force, action, and prosperity. Tying the coins together is like saying, this is intentional, this is activated. It's a small signal, but it carries a lot of weight. Placement is simple. Tuck them in a hidden pocket of your wallet. You don't need to show them off. Their job isn't to impress. It's to quietly hold a frequency of confidence and trust. And over time, you'll notice the difference, not just in your relationship with money, but in how money shows up for you. These coins can also live in other spaces. Place a set in your safe or wealth box. Hang a trio above your doorway, tied with red ribbon. Keep a pair in your desk drawer where you manage bills or make financial plans. Each spot strengthens the same message. This is a place where money flows, not gets stuck. What's powerful about this practice is how small it is. It doesn't require you to believe in anything mystical. It just asks you to pause and to replace passive anxiety with active symbolism. Because symbolism matters. Your subconscious reads everything. And in a world filled with messages of lack, these coins speak a new language. There is enough. You are capable. Wealth is welcome here. You might wonder, can something this tiny really make a difference? Think about how much energy we pour into stress, into worry, into checking our bank app 10 times a day, hoping for relief. Now imagine redirecting just a fraction of that energy into something tangible, grounding, and optimistic. That's not fluff. That's real transformation. Here's a quick practice. The next time you pay for something, anything, touch the coins in your wallet for just a second. As you hand over your card or cash, silently affirm, "What I give returns in better form. I trust the flow." That shift doesn't change the price, but it changes the energy. It changes you. And here's the bonus: they're beautiful, not flashy, not ornate, just simple, clean, and meaningful. When you choose your set, online or in person, look for ones that feel good to you. Some have Chinese inscriptions. Some are more symbolic than cultural. Go with what resonates. This isn't about tradition, it's about intention. Keep them clean. Check them once in a while. If the thread frays or the coins tarnish, gently replace them. Not because they've gone bad, but because energy is refreshed through care. That care, again, is the message you send to your finances. I'm here, I'm paying attention, I'm growing. Before we move on, ask yourself, what's the story my wallet tells right now? Does it speak of fear or flow, scarcity or structure? And more importantly, is there room in it, not just for money, but for belief? Because sometimes the smallest things carry the loudest energy. And these coins, they don't just symbolize money, they symbolize movement, and that's where abundance begins. Now let's talk about movement in its most literal form. Flowing water, bright living energy. In the next section, we'll explore how a fish tank, yes, a fish tank, can completely change the way prosperity enters your space. Number 9, water is life. You already know that. But what you might not know is this: in Feng Shui, water is also wealth. And not just in theory. Because the way water moves, flows, and reflects light is exactly how energy moves, how opportunity flows, and how money shows up. Or doesn't. Let's talk about fish tanks. Most people see them as decorative, calming, maybe something nice to look at in a doctor's office or waiting room. But when placed with purpose, a fish tank becomes more than pretty. It becomes a dynamic source of moving energy, and in the language of abundance, movement is everything. Stagnant energy leads to stuck finances. That's the rule. And water that flows, sparkles, and holds life inside of it is the opposite of stagnant. It tells your space, we're alive, we're circulating, we're growing. That message, even if you're not conscious of it, begins to shift how you operate, how you think about money, how you handle tasks, how you see future possibilities. Here's the visual: a clean tank, clear water, a gentle current from a small filter, a few vibrant fish, gold or black or shimmering blue, swimming with ease. It feels peaceful but not still. It's not chaotic, but it's not frozen. That's exactly the kind of financial energy most people crave: steady, nourishing, beautiful in motion. Now imagine that same tank left untended. Cloudy water, debris building up, fish barely moving, the filters off. What message does that send? It says energy has stopped, flow is blocked, No one's paying attention. That kind of energy doesn't attract wealth, it pushes it away. This isn't about having a giant aquarium. Even a small tank or fish bowl, when cared for intentionally, can serve as a powerful symbol. But where you place it matters. If you want to amplify prosperity, choose a spot near your front entrance, living room, or home office. Avoid bedrooms, too much water can disrupt rest. And avoid placing it directly under beams or in narrow hallways where energy gets squeezed. When choosing fish, go for healthy, active ones. Goldfish are traditional, representing wealth and good fortune, but you're not locked into symbolism. Pick fish that move well, that light you up, that bring joy. Their movement is what matters. They are the visual embodiment of circulation, of life responding to care. And yes, you must care for it. That's part of the energy exchange. A neglected tank isn't neutral, it's damaging. It sends a signal that you begin things but don't follow through. That you want flow but aren't maintaining it. On the other hand, even 5 minutes a week to feed, clean, and adjust shows the exact opposite. Commitment, consistency, attention. That's the mindset wealth rewards. You might be wondering, why a fish tank? Why not a fountain or bowl of water? You can absolutely use those and they work. But fish add one key layer, life. Their presence transforms water from an object into an ecosystem. And that mirrors what we want financially. Not just money sitting still, but money being used, nourished, grown. You're not just collecting, you're cultivating. It also gives you a daily check-in. You'll naturally walk by, glance in, and ask, how are they today? How's the water? That mindfulness spills over. You'll check your budget more often. You'll review your goals with less dread. You'll begin to relate to your financial world with more grace and calm, simply because the energy around you is modeling those behaviors. One note, don't overdo it. You don't need rare tropical fish, massive filters, or custom LED setups. This isn't about aesthetics, it's about activation. What you want is flow. What you want is movement. What you want is to create a tiny corner of your home where wealth energy never stops moving. That's how you turn water into wealth, not by magic, but by metaphor. Because every time you see that tank, you remember, money is not static, it needs oxygen, space, light. It thrives when tended to with care, not fear. With attention, not obsession. With rhythm, not rush. If this feels strange or too simple, try it for 30 days. Set up a small tank. Keep it clean. Feed the fish. Watch how it changes the mood of your home. Watch how often you find yourself breathing deeper when you walk past it. And most importantly, pay attention to how you start responding to opportunities with more confidence, less hesitation. That's not luck, that's alignment. Before we close this part, ask yourself, where in my life has energy gone stale? Where have I stopped tending to movement? Because that's the deeper invitation here. The fish tank isn't just decoration, it's a reflection of how you nourish what you want, of how you protect what matters, and of whether the energy around your finances is frozen or free. Let's move to our final object. It may not be shiny or symbolic, but it's the one thing that holds the power to multiply every other tool you've placed so far. Number 10, let's end with something that doesn't sparkle. Something that doesn't hang on a wall, plug into a socket, or flow like water. In fact, it might be sitting quietly on your shelf right now, collecting dust. A book. Books aren't just for information. They're expansion tools. They don't decorate a space, they reshape it from the inside out. And when it comes to attracting and sustaining wealth, nothing, truly nothing, has more multiplying power than the right book at the right time. Here's the difference between a home that invites wealth and a home that struggles to keep it. One holds space for growth, the other holds space for fear. And few things make a home feel more alive, more intelligent, and more aligned than a shelf, no matter how small, filled with books that challenge your thinking, elevate your habits, and teach you how money really works. Let's break this down. You can fill your house with all the wealth symbols in the world: crystals, candles, coins, plants. And yes, they help shift your environment. But if your mindset stays stuck, your finances will eventually fall back to where your beliefs are rooted. Reading rewires those beliefs. It changes your internal thermostat. Most people treat money like a fire, warm when it's there, terrifying when it's not. But when you read, you learn how to build it, how to manage it, how to stop fearing it. And that changes everything. Look at the most financially successful people you know, not necessarily the richest, but the most stable, most intentional, most generous. Chances are they read, they learn, they evolve. Not just once in a while, but constantly. Because they know wealth isn't something you just earn, it's something you become capable of holding. Finance books teach strategy, how to save, invest, budget, avoid traps. But personal growth books, they show you how to shift from self-doubt to self-trust, from waiting to acting, from confusion to clarity. And that shift will do more for your bank account than any spreadsheet. So where do you start? Not with 100 books, not with a giant reading challenge. Start with one book that speaks to where you are right now. One book that makes money feel less overwhelming and more possible. Maybe it's about debt, maybe investing, maybe emotional blocks around money. Whatever it is, let it be your next step, not your finish line. Place that book where you'll see it. On your nightstand, next to your coffee maker, on your desk, not tucked away. Let it live with you. Even if you only read one page a day, that page will start to shift the energy. That small effort creates momentum. And here's what's beautiful: knowledge compounds. What starts as curiosity becomes confidence. What starts as learning becomes action. And those actions, making a better decision, asking a smarter question, saying no to a bad deal, those are the moments that change your financial future. Want to take it further? Create a wealth shelf. A small section of your home reserved for books, notes, and ideas that feed your financial growth. It doesn't need to be fancy. It needs to be alive. Add sticky notes, highlights, journal reflections. Make it a space of movement, not just storage. Because here's what happens when you give reading a physical place in your environment. You give wealth a deeper place in your mind. You start to see money not as something outside of you, but as something you're learning to partner with. And that partnership is what real abundance is built on. This also affects how you teach others, your kids, your family, even friends. When you make financial education visible, you normalize it. You make it easier for others to learn too. That ripple effect is real. One book on your table could start a conversation that shifts someone else's life. And that's wealth in its truest form, shared insight. If all of this feels too small to matter, remember this. A single sentence in a single book can change how you earn, spend, and save for the rest of your life. One new idea can make the next 1,000 decisions easier. That's not exaggeration. That's leverage. So ask yourself, is there room in my life, not just for money, but for the kind of mindset that knows what to do with it when it arrives? Because everything we've covered so far, stones, scents, space, flow, all of it works. But only if your mind is ready. Only if your inner system can match the outer alignment. And reading is how you get there. So go find that one book. Dust off the one you bought but never opened. Ask someone you trust for a recommendation. And begin, not perfectly, not quickly, but with intention. Because the day you decide to become more financially literate, more emotionally equipped, more curious about your own power, that day your wealth journey begins on an entirely new level. Let's wrap this up. You've created an environment, you've activated energy. But none of this is about collecting objects. It's about preparing the space inside and out for something greater to arrive. Let's talk about what that arrival really means. You've just walked through 10 objects. Simple things: a stone, a candle, a notebook, a welcome mat. None of them are magical, none of them promise instant wealth, but all of them have one thing in common: they hold energy. And more importantly, they respond to yours. Let's bring this together. Think of wealth not as a number, but as a flow, a river. For that river to reach your life, it needs a clear path. The citrine clears mental clutter and fear. The scented candle warms the air and your decision-making. A clean desk anchors your focus. The welcome mat opens the gate. The safe tells money it's safe to stay. Plants say life is welcome here. The wealth figurine focuses your intention. Coins whisper, keep moving. The fish tank keeps energy alive. And the book, it hands you the paddle to steer all the way forward. Each item plays a role. Together they become a system, a quiet architecture of abundance. Because wealth is not just effort. It's permission, it's trust, it's readiness. And when your home reflects that readiness, when your environment stops contradicting your intentions, you no longer have to chase prosperity. You simply make space for it. Science supports this. Behavioral psychology shows that visual cues shape habits. Environmental design affects mood, focus, and even financial behavior. The clearer your space, the more focused your brain. The more intentional your surroundings, the more intentional your choices. But beyond science, there's something deeper: stillness. When your space feels good, your energy softens. You stop reacting. You begin responding. And in that shift, money becomes less of a struggle and more of a companion, not the goal, but the result. So now look around, not with judgment, but with gentle awareness. What in your space feels aligned? What feels heavy? What could you shift, not because it's trendy, but because it feels right? Maybe today all you do is light a candle, or wipe down your desk, or pick up a book you've been meaning to read. That's enough. That's how energy starts to move. Because the most powerful changes never shout, they whisper, quietly. Like a door you forgot was closed, now creaking open. What if abundance has been waiting, not to be found, but to be let in? Let that be the question you carry into the rest of your day.